Well, I have it on the... Hi, guys. How are you? Scott.
Hi.
Michelle. We just finished up with the beginner's touch, and we have a lot of questions that our classmates asked, and we couldn't cover it on everything. So one of them is to explain what are the three main principles of movement lessons. The biggest thing with movement lesson is it's just that. It's a lesson in movement. We're teaching how to move better. So where we're different is, first of all, I feel that we offer probably the most comprehensive evaluation, which includes vision, fine motor skills, and gross motor skills, which to me too, for movement wise, is more significant than the diagnosis. A lot of people wait for the diagnosis to happen. And I shouldn't say a lot of people. That's not necessarily the parents. It's more the professional. It's waiting for the diagnosis to happen and then the therapeutic input per that diagnosis, versus we are like, we're fine, do your medical thing, get that stuff done, and work on movement, right?
I think, and particularly in the UK, we get told that a lot from medical professionals: sit and wait, and yet the research shows you early intervention's the best way. And so, getting there a newborn movement assessment, and you're in working on something already.
And it doesn't matter if your child's, again, fine or not. Most people don't realize the reason you're here is because you're concerned, because in your eyes, you don't feel development is happening for whatever reason. Whether you feel your child's just slightly delayed, we're not here to say your child, just because you're here, your special needs. If you want a Patrick Mahomes or what are some good rugby players, I mean, if you want someone that's going to the Olympics, this is your place to be, right?
Yeah.
So we work with everybody. It's about optimal movement. And you don't have to be a baby to start. You can be a big baby at 95. It doesn't matter. I feel too, we're the only modality that works with actual developmental milestones and the transition in between them. We work on those foundational skills, right? Even just down to breathing and swallowing and just things that need to do for you to function for movement.
Yeah, I think we worked on with so many clients where it's just like the first thing is just calm that system down, and like babies just coming in, and we've got several that are just sort of screaming on arrival. Now so much happier. One of the girls that's here with us this week, 2 years ago, like you'd go and see her and she'd just be screaming non-stop. And that wasn't just an understanding or hating sessions. That was just what they were like. Kids who are screaming because they get to a traffic light, and the parents, families can't take some children anywhere, and they feel that their life's impacted because they can't do certain things. Calm that system down. That's step one, and then you can start working on other things, and it makes a huge difference. Somebody can't roll onto the side, or they've got a chest infection, they've been ventilated. How heavy is that chest? How much work do you need to work on breathing, and then what can that open up?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the comments are, it's like my kid knows how to be a baby all of a sudden, that they're just back in their bodies. By the way, my 20-year-old's my baby, so we have big babies. I tend to use the word baby a lot, but it's not what we do. And then the biggest thing is that weight transfer and transitional skills. The biggest mistakes that I see with most earlier interventions or is the fix it or the needing the strength. Your baby will be strong, and little old ladies can go to the market just fine without core strength. It's not about strength. It's being able to transition from one position to the other. You can't put a child, let's say, in standing and expect them to walk. They have to know they can get in and out of standing. So we really work with the essentials or the functional movements of movement themselves. So your child has the skills from day one. Hi, Laura. Laura was here this weekend for it. So it might be her question. I don't know.
And I think that's a big thing that I see with parents as well. Like you'll be working with a child and they might go into tummy time, and they'll spend quite a while in tummy time, and yet the parents are like, wow, normally like the physio does this and they're just screaming. I'm like, yeah, but I've not put your son or daughter in tummy time. We've transitioned into it themselves. If they've transitioned into it, they know they can transition out of it. And a physio might come along and just place them straight in tummy time. That's why they're screaming, because they feel trapped and they're stuck in a position. And those transitional movements are huge. And I suppose one of the other big ones, obviously, the weight transfer and transitions. There's got to be rotation, right?
Well, there's got to be rotation, but you can't have those two without that. That's the fine. That's the secret sauce that makes weight transfer and transitionals. You can't transition from one part to another without rotation. So that's your go-to. It
And
wasn't.
crossing midlines, that was like a midline is just seen as that middle of the body, whereas actually no, you can rotate around midlines through everything. Your eyes can cross a midline, your nose, your arms, your fingers, everything can cross midlines. Like ASP, we used to teach about like its axis, and that's the same thing. You've got to rotate around axes, and it's huge.
It's. When do you panic? When do you get upset? When you can't get in and out of a situation. Development's the same way. We can't take adult-based processes and put it on our children and expect them to just put them in a static position or fixed position, or worse with equipment-based. I'm not saying you don't use equipment. It's just it has to be done within in the functional movement. And
too much equipment can restrict movement and particularly then prevent that weight transfer and that feedback, and that's where your neural mapping comes from. That's how your brain is developing, and you look at cognitive development with kids who have been restricted and held back and can't move, and it's massive.
So I'm editing up the class now. I've already started, and we'll be answering all the questions this week. And Flora, thanks for coming again. It was good seeing you again. And see you in a little bit. Thanks, guys.